My half-sister always had to outshine me at everything, so I turned her biggest move into my best revenge. Emma has been a professional spotlight thief since the day she was born. If I got a paper cut, she'd somehow end up in the emergency room with a rare blood disorder that required immediate family attention, and she did that constantly. By high school, Emma's one-upping had taken over everything. When I got my driver's license at 16, Emma suddenly needed driving lessons too, except she convinced our parents that my used Honda was unsafe, and she required a brand new Bronco Sport for reliability. She'd park it next to mine every morning, making sure everyone saw her custom plates that read Immaculate, her self-proclaimed Immaculate Emma plate. I tried to brush it off as typical Emma, but the moment that really showed her pattern was Jake. I'd been dating him for 3 months when Emma started showing up to all our dates by coincidence. First at the movies, then at our favorite pizza place, always with some guy who'd mysteriously disappear so she could join our table. The night I found her in his dorm room at 2 a.m., returning his physics notes in a silk nightgown, she actually said, "Oh, did Jake not mention I've been tutoring him? You seem so stressed with finals. I didn't want to bother you." He broke up with me the next week. But here's the thing about Emma. She's predictable. Every milestone I hit, she'd try to one-up within weeks. So when I got engaged to Luke last month, I knew she'd find a way to steal thunder at our engagement party. I planned it as casual formal, nice dresses, but dinner at a good restaurant, nice. Not red carpet premiere, nice. Then my cousin Jess texted me 3 days before the party, "You have to see what Emma's wearing." The photo made my stomach drop. Pure white, floor-length, strapless with sewn-in crystals and gold beading. A sweetheart neckline, cathedral train, the works. It wasn't just bridal, it was wedding dress bridal. That's when I snapped. She was really going to show up to my engagement party looking like she was walking down the aisle herself, so I made a plan. What would destroy Emma's thunder completely? I started texting guests about a fun change. We were doing a horror movie theme now. My mother's side loves this type of stuff anyway, so they were immediately on board. I told people to come as their favorite scary character, or just throw on some fake blood and vampire fangs. For those who couldn't find costumes, I'd have backup props ready. Then I texted my father, "Hey dad, small change of plans. The engagement party is now horror movie themed. Can you let Emma and your wife know? The thing about my dad, he's very forgetful. I knew he'd either forget completely or mention it 5 minutes before they left the house." Saturday arrived. Guests started showing up around 7, and it was perfect. My friend Sarah came as Carrie, fake blood dripping down her white dress. Marcus's brother nailed Pennywise with a red balloon tied to his wrist. Even the older relatives got into it. My aunt wore vampire fangs and a black cape. Then, an hour late as always, Emma walked in. She froze in the doorway, scanning the room of zombies, serial killers, and movie monsters. Her pristine white wedding dress with its crystal beading caught the overhead lights like a spotlight. Everyone turned to look. Luke, bless him, didn't miss a beat. He walked over with his biggest smile and said, "Oh wow, Emma, did you dress up as Chucky's bride? That's so creative. The whole innocent-looking but actually terrifying thing is perfect." The room went quiet for exactly 3 seconds before conversations resumed, but I watched Emma's face cycle through confusion, realization, and pure horror. She looked around at our friends happily munching appetizers and their fake wounds and plastic fangs, then down at her thousands of dollars wedding dress that now looked like either a complete wardrobe malfunction or the world's most expensive Tiffany Valentine costume. She lasted another 10 minutes making small talk with my grandmother while a guy dressed as Michael Myers photobombed their conversation. Then she grabbed her mother and bolted. Dad called me later that night saying I was childish for not telling Emma directly about the theme change. Her mother left a voicemail about how cruel I was to humiliate Emma like that. But I didn't humiliate her. She humiliated herself by trying to wear a wedding dress to someone else's engagement party. I just made sure it backfired spectacularly. 6 months later, I still smile thinking about it. After years of her trying to one-up every moment of my life, watching her realize she'd played herself was the sweetest revenge I could have asked for. She's never tried to copy me since.